football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament.
Our government secure all finance of all road networks in the country. Aside 100% we are in 10-year electricity financing. 10 years.
When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
If you think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, it's the end of the story.
The government, all the ministers in the government, they lie. They don't put also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answer. Is Face the Issue on Kings FM. John Antonin April Godson William, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team, then they defeated everyone said that they put a crack away. You never want to get sense, so.
On Face the Issue, we speak out the facts in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the Issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
Our government secure all finance of all road networks in the country. Aside 100% we are in 10-year electricity financing. 10 years.
When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
If you think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, it's the end of the story.
The government, all the ministers in the government, they lie. They don't put also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answer. Is Face the Issue on Kings FM. John Antonin April Godson William, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team, then they defeated everyone said that they put a crack away. You never want to get sense, so.
On Face the Issue, we speak out the facts in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the Issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
Kings FM 88.5. It's that real talk time. Face the Issue. We Abraham God sent we and commonly known as Teacher Light. Liberians, open your ears and listen every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 88.5 Kings FM. Truth on the airway, calling on me. From Morovia Street to the village's bar, we're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach a light on Kings FM 88.5, make the voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Evening light breaking, people tuning in. Different voices calling, let the talk begin. From corruption talk to the people them cry. Asking real questions like, why, Community voices, youth them rising strong. Mama them calling, saying things been wrong. We need solution, not empty talk. Time to fix the system, time to take a walk. No fear, no favor, we speaking it clear. The truth might be bitter, but the people must hear. From county to county, the message got spread. Better Liberia, that's the road ahead. Face the issue, no hiding again. Truth on the airwaves, calling us citizens. From Liberia to the villages far, we're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up, people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach our light on the radio, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Politicians talk, but the people want proof. No more empty promise, we demand the truth. Every patient okay, jobs for the youth. Let the leaders answer, let them show the truth. From the 15 counties, every citizen matter, no one escapes. It's now a country, we all gotta say. Face the issues now, no delay. Talk your mind, stand your ground. Let the truth come out loud, make it shake the town. Face the issue, no more silence. We bury our rising, making it proud.
Call in, speak up, your voice matters. This is more than a show. It's a movement.
We have seen a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach and open disregard for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye, even when the sacred hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens, while millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem, but now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the unity party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. For seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dreams. From New Fruitown to Peaceville, from Buchanan to Bone Mines, from Sunny Quarter to Southtown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong, Together, we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Bouaka administration. And that institution is the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I'm so proud to launch this due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, mobilize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let us do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes, and it will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising. To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponents, we see the failure and we are coming to face it. Again, great Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong and mighty. The revolution shall continue. I believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberians will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country.
And that's what you saw today. In the ring, go to have your program and be peaceful. Enjoy yourselves. Be together, recalibrate, regain the people confidence. And Liberians are there. You got some sound Liberians that believe that we were the right group. Yes, I'm not saying that everything was roses. No, but we fought for this country in the midst of pandemic. Liberia shine among the great nations. So what are we talking about? The disrespect to our citizens is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Respect the law. I did not bring 10 jobs. We made it. The Unity Party left it with us. And we respected it. So what's going on? Is it that Bouaka angry because during any time there were 10 jobs and he want to break it because you are not happy? Is that what he's saying to us? Because the 10 job, I didn't do it. I made it there and I respected the laws of the republic. And also, thank you for this time, for giving the opportunity. But there will be a time we will, I hope that our people realize that we made a mistake. We made a mistake. We're in a new era and they send us back to the old era. We need to correct that. I came to power, I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man and you refuse to employ a Liberian? Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong. AB, the disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Waga know that. Liberia, like I said, is one of the best countries in the world. Whether you believe it or not, you understand? Yeah, it's a small country. It's one of the best countries. You know, we are very good people. And then I think what we should strive for is for our country to survive. You know, and that's why we promote peace in our country. You know, for so many years we've been promoting peace, and people that brought war still continue to have the face and idea of discrimination. This is wrong, and we were not set as citizens of this country. I was in opposition before. I faced this thing before, and then of course I'm in opposition. We'll put check to the Bouaka. We used to go to him, even fee Bouaka because of his title. Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? You got a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
Maybe I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Soyota, I kept the peace. Charles Taylor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenure position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson said, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. Community that were reminding us to make sure that we don't break the rules and regulations. They stay there. We have to respect the laws of the Republic. That's what we did. When I was in power, they tell me that no, this is a tenure position. You cannot move the person until their tenure expire. So be it. That's the law. We can't break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the Republic. We're not a democratic period. So we need to respect the law. All we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did.
Looking at the common people are losing their jobs at various places as well. Not just only tenure position holders. They are the ones that feeling the pinch the most. They got nothing.
AB, when you are angry and you let the wrong people thinking that they are the savior is wrong. We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, so they have to be taking a job, it is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that. And what, $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power that came to rescue cannot even give a $50, $100 job, lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. You know, but again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. This is wrong. People supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong. Maybe the disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Waga know that. Liberia, like I said, is one of the best countries in the world. Whether you believe it or not, you understand? Yeah, it's a small country. It's one of the best countries. We are very good people. And then I think what we should strive for is for our country to survive. And that's why we promote peace in our country. For so many years we've been promoting peace. And people that brought war still continue to have the face and idea of discrimination. This is wrong, and we were not set as citizens of this country. I was in opposition before. I faced this thing before, and then of course I'm in opposition. We'll put check to that.
Wow. And these things happen in the wake of these turbulent times. The economic hardship is very high, and there were people that you may have placed on payroll and so forth here and there. But these are Liberians. In the wake of all of these hardships, they have been taking off jobs, and some of them could be angered by that and take matters into their own hands. And you are a man of peace. And if they did support you and they are suffering because they are associated with you, people have been taking up tenure positions. Whoever associated with you, either directly or indirectly, they have been taking up jobs. These things could anger people and they could take matters in their own hands. What say you to this? Yeah.
Maybe the international community that were reminding us to make sure that we don't break the rules and regulations. They are stay there. And we have to respect the laws of the Republic. That's what we did. When I was in power, when they tell me that no, this is a tenure position, you cannot move the person until their tenure expire. So be it. That's the law. We can break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the Republic. We're not a democratic period, so we need to respect the law. All we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did.
Looking at the common people are losing their jobs at various places as well. Not just only tenure position holders. They are the ones that feeling the pinch the most. They got nothing.
Maybe when you are angry and you let the wrong people thinking that they are the savior is wrong. You understand? We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, they have to be taking a job. This is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that. And what $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power that came to rescue cannot even give a $50, $100 job lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. But again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. This is wrong. People supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country, but you can employ a Senegalese man and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong. Maybe the disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Waga know that. Waga know that. When we were there, the Bwaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bwaka because of his title. You know what I'm saying? Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Wow. But
it's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Don't be ready and shifted on the government to maintain the
Maybe I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia. During any time, I've kept the peace. During the President Dota, I kept the peace. Imosota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I've never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they keep the rest of us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can see it, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, any position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associates with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful, but we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people, and we just say that will never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect. Because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree, and we went to her and took to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We want to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. You know what I'm saying? They respecting leaders that are traveling. You refuse for them to use the law that they built, and people say that and say, yeah, it's right. No, it's not right. If the Bwaka man, he was not even president, and will give you a VIP all the time you're traveling. Why you doing it wrong? And you need to wake up. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. Then when I said that, you want to change? But I was never to change. Don't few people that believe that all the years, almost 171 years, they left this country, they wanted to.
So, okay. What a wonderful way to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending your geographical location. We are grateful again to be here with you this evening to talk more about our country, Liberia. Like we always say, this is our country, and this is certainly the country that we can never be deported. And we are grateful again to join you. How you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. We'll always be here, folks, to talk more about our country. And, you know, we have taken on this responsibility as, you know, patriots, that this is our country. Nobody else will fix this country for us. We ourselves, we got to stand tall. We got to stand tall to the challenges, despite the challenges. It's part of life. There will always be challenges. But don't back down. Don't give up. So if you give up to those challenges, tell me, who's going to do it for your country? Who's going to do it for your country? You have a responsibility. Like we always say sometimes, like the former US president said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Because you have a responsibility to your country. And all of us, we have a responsibility to our country. If Liberia must get better, it requires collective effort. Certainly, it requires collective effort. So we got to do it together. We got to work together. We know too many things happening in the country, and you've been following up on some of those issues. Too many things on our docket, too many things we are going to be looking at this evening. And Liberia is quite interesting, folks. Anyway, my name is Newton Tokwa. I'm here with the team from the diaspora who will be joining me very soon. And I can see Prince Sharif is right at backstage, and the rest of the team will be joining us very soon. So we can safely say that we're going to have a splendid discussion tonight on the diaspora edition of the program, Face the Issues. Like we always say, face the issues. The diaspora edition is about highlighting major happenings, some of those happenings that took place during the course of the week. So from Monday to Friday, the different happenings, the different things that transpired. So we highlight them, we summarize them, one after another, and so that you can have a gist about, almost like review of the happenings in a week. Yeah, so we review them, we analyze them, so that you can have a gist before we move on to the next week. So we're grateful for joining you. Once again, my name is Newton Tokwa. Prince Sharif will be joining me from the diaspora, and Willem Bro from France will also be joining me, and Leo will not be here with us tonight. Leo Montgomery is bereaved, so Leo, I want to say, Leo lost his mother-in-law. So Leo, please accept my DPS condolences. Take solace in the Lord. So one of our panelists or one of our team members is bereaved, so he will not be with us tonight. So please accept our DPS condolences, Leo Montgomery. We're so sorry for the loss. So we're grateful. So let's go quickly. Let's move on quickly and see. And let's look at our roster here. So the first person who joined us today is Mawata Ability. We followed by Amos M. Nyale. And after Amos, we have Harris Hali Tamba. We have Malisin K. Yadolo. We have Melvin Nathaniel Roosevelt Jolo. Then we have James Lamin Venetius Junior by Jerome Weir, Wisdom Chida. We also have Maurice Gray, Emmanuel Bro. Emmanuel Bro is always there. He always there following up. They're from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, US of A. Emmanuel Bro, thanks almost because you're always there. Thanks for being always there following up. Then we have Mansoni Son Double. We have Emilia S. Dinali. Then we have Mata Piwo, followed by Stephen Hazard King. And we also have Christopher Bernard, Cecilia Masakwe, Samuel M. Allison, Sewon D. Do, Augusta G. Help. We have Peter One Day, James D. Zovli, Honorable J.T. Williams, Bwaka M. Sony, Moses Cisse, Precious Dakoka, Precious is there from the Tingos Village, Sofo Beach, Afro Beach area. She joins us from there. We have Cobwet Padet, Wisiat Koli, and followed by Mohammed Mezer. We have Victoria Morris, Inja Brown, sorry. Then we also have Asi Dati Koli, Timothy Tokpawie, Jonathan Sanwi Senior. We have Mami Johnson, we have Louise Logan, and we have Ruth Budu O'Brien, we have Bobby Jadia, and Bobby. We also have Bobby Gone, followed by Mamadou Aliou Diallo. You have Josiah Masale, Stephen Flomo, Honor the Palavaho. Yeah, Honor Palavaho is already here. He's one of, that's a great prince. Yes, and the list goes on. So it's great joining you, not to take much of your time. So let's move on to our discussion, folks. Like we see, too many things happening in the country. Too many things happening in the country. You've been following up on the issues ranging from the confiscation of drug. Imagine drug amounting to 19,200,000 United States dollars. Very huge in the history of our country. And the thing is, the drugs was not coming into the country. In fact, it was leaving the country. So it's just to tell you that Liberia is now exporting drugs, high cocaine, 198 compressed plates of cocaine. So Liberia is a transit point now. Liberia is now giving out. So it's not coming in now. We're giving out. So that is to tell you that we have sufficient. But we'll talk about. I don't want to. Yes, I don't want to. Let the cat out of the bag so soon. So we'll talk about that. We've been following the prophecy of Babatunde Ayodele, the Nigerian, prophet that prophesied that Joseph Boakai is confused, and a lot of the guys have been all around here, getting vexed. The UPS folks, all there insulting and all of that. So quote unquote, in the same vein, the prophet, yes, Babatunde also said, Elijah Babatunde also said that he's going to sue the Minister of Information, Jeremy Pia. Yes, 2 billion lawsuit is awaiting Jeremy Pia. So we'll also look at that. Then today, as you may be aware, the Property Retrieval Task Force, AREP, and the Road of Communication to Criminal Code C, saying that the bond filed by the former chief of protocol, Norafina Bono, is not sufficient for the amount in question. So we're going to be looking at that. So now they are requesting the court that she should be rearrested. Norafina Bono should be rearrested. We'll also look at that. Today you saw the release, the communication from the Executive Protection Service, EPS, talking about the arrest of ambulance drivers and all of that. But most of the things are distraction, because the main focus now, the main thing is the drug, the 19 million drugs that were arrested, the 19 million drugs. So they want to distract people attention and all of that. But let's add to stage our team, then we can begin our discussion. So Prince, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, my brother Newton. Again, we want to use this time to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the time is from our people's end, because we know that our people watch us from every part of the globe. And there are differences in terms of the time. So wherever you are, my people, we want to say in our common Liberian way, that's what makes us to be unique. People, your hello, from all over. And we are privileged to be here. We want to say thank you, our brother Newton. We want to say thanks to His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, and also to Teacher Light for giving us this opportunity to share this platform. To you and the entire team, we want to say your hello. To my brother, bro, it's always a privilege sharing a platform with someone who is a dedicated, patriotic citizen. And even despite of his location, continue to inform our people and continue to remain in the vanguard of protecting, the agenda of a unified Liberia, of a developed Liberia under the vision of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah via the CDC. So whenever we have the opportunity to share platform with people like bro, we are privileged. We see this as a privilege. And we also want to say our DPS condolences to our brother, Leo, who is actually, bereaved. He lost his mother-in-law. And for and on behalf of the diaspora team, our brother Leo, our DPS condolences, as my brother, Topa said from the beginning, take solace in the Lord. We are with you. We are praying with you. And all of our people who have joined us, our family members, our followers, and etc. And, people will say, we are here today again to give you, the best that we can do. So just stay tuned, invite as many persons as you can invite. Let's interact in the comment section and have a wonderful time. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity. Thank you. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Prince, for your introductory statement. You move next to the Frenchman. The Frenchman is right there. What up, bro? Your turn, bro.
Prince is a prolific talker. With a many talking screen, you can be amazed and you don't want to. Prince, my brother, my revolutionary salute for all of the great things you are doing. You are one of the restless revolutionaries who I think you drank the pills wherein that pill is embarrassing you for Liberia to get on the path of success. And so you're doing well. Thank you, my brother Prince. I appreciate you. Newton is one of the young comrades. Because Newton, I know he's our little brother. Newton is one of the young comrades who are doing well. I want to say, Newton, we will always appreciate your effort. We will be there always for you one way or the other as a brother. But before going further to thank our brother, our own great man, Teacher Light, I want to say thanks to Teacher Light and His Excellency George Manuel Weah for this opportunity that's afforded to us to always come here to help electing the minds of our people. We also want to use the opportunity to read our brother Bob Weah see a speedy recovery because he's not well. I saw that on the King's FM post. Bob Weah say want to wish you speedy recovery because he's one of the prolific talk show person at King's FM. That guy always make me laugh in the morning when I'm going. When I'm trying to be the work when I'm listening to him, want to making me laugh. But no way to call or even participate on a show because at that time I can be actively into work. Yeah, but he can make me laugh, that man. He always makes a show with something almost like a comedy, but in reality. So I can always be amazed about that. And then we want to say, Leo, take heart, my brother. Yeah, one of our brother there, Leo, take heart. It's not an easy thing to lose a mother-in-law because mother-in-law, they are like our mothers. They take the place of our mother. I've seen a mother-in-law who will love you sometimes say, Jada, your man, Jada, they won't take your man place. And they're protecting you because they want you, all the good things you're doing to their daughter. When you go to your case, their daughter always wrong. You the one right. Because they know you. Yeah, so losing your mother-in-law is a very difficult thing. Because like you lost your mom, your biological mom. So we want to say our deeper condolences and extend it to the family, and may you take solace in the Lord. Thank you, my brother. We are here to talk to our fellow classmates, both in the radio land and the social media land. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. And again, I want to say, it's great joining you guys. Bro will always say, and Prince will also follow likewise that we are all classmates, and it's grateful that we have come here to sit together to talk about our country. Like we say, this is our country, and we'll never give up on this country, Liberia. No matter what happens, we'll not give up. We'll keep fighting for the betterment of our country. So having said that, we have too many things to discuss, too many things we are going to be looking at tonight on the program. Face the Issues Diaspora Edition. And just before we move on to, the major ones, the major issues, we just want to clear the way and almost like the prelude, right, to the major discussions. Because the major discussions we are going to be looking at tonight will range from the 19 million drug that were confiscated and the prophecy by Elijah Babatundi, the Nigerian prophet. We'll look at that. But there are a few things that happened today. There's a few things that happened today. We just want to pass through, then we'll move on to our main discussions. So let's look at this communication from the IRS, the Property Retrieval Task Force. Let me share this with you quickly so we can just read it out, then we share idea about this and move on. So here I said, today, they wrote this communication, as you can see here, Golden Key Hotel Compound, ELWA, Kingway, Painesville City, Liberia. Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force. It says for immediate release, AREP 6. They say what? AREP 6 rearrest of inductee Nora Finabono following exception to criminal appearance bond. Following exception to criminal appearance bond. Monrovia, Liberia, June 2026. The Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, AREP, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, has formally filed exceptions to the criminal appearance bond submitted by inductee Nora Finabono and is seeking an order from Criminal Code C for her rearrest pending the filing of what it considers a legally sufficient bond. The exception filed before the court challenged both the adequacy and legality of the bond submitted on behalf of Mr. Bono. AREP contends that the bond is grossly insufficient when compared to the value of the allegations contained in the indictment and raises concerns regarding compliance with applicable legal requirements governing criminal appearance bonds. According to the filing, Mr. Bono was indicted along with several co-defendants on charges including money laundering, theft of property, misuse of public money, criminal conspiracy, forgery, and criminal facilitation. The indictment alleges the unlawful acquisition and laundering of access and resources valued at approximately US $6.9 million and Liberian dollars 879 million. Furthermore, AREP argues that the bond submitted to secure Mr. Bono's release does not provide adequate assurance of her continued appearance before the court and has asked the court to review whether all statutory requirements governing the filing, valuation, verification, and approval of the bond were fully satisfied. It didn't stop there. Let's move next to the next one. This is the conclusion. It says, the task force is therefore requesting that the court set aside bond, order the rearrest of Mr. Bono, and require the filing of the bond complies with all applicable legal requirements before the release is permitted. AREP emphasizes that its action is not intended to deny any individual due process or constitutional protections. Rather, the task force maintains that all defendants must comply with the same legal standards and procedures established to ensure that accountability and proper administration that's of justice. The matter is now before Criminal Code C for judicial determination. AREP remains committed to working in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice to ensure that corruption, money laundering, and asset recovery matters are pursued in accordance with the rule of law and due process, blah, 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 blah. So that's the communication. So AREP is now calling for the rearrest of Nora Finabono and their argument. The point of contention, their contention is that the bond file is not sufficient in relation to the money they're talking about, 871 million, 6-point-something million United States dollars, a little was 6 million United States dollars. So the money, yeah, why is it true that the money is so much? So yeah, the bond should be increased. So but my point is, folks, where were they? Because Arabs, they have their own legal team, right? Before the court could approve the bond, they were there. Their legal representation were there. Nora Finabono legal people were there. Her lawyers were there as well. And they were there. In their presence, the court approved. Now they come, a few days later, they come on. So where were their lawyers? Where were their lawyers? Now they come on and say, not sufficient, you go, blah, 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 blah. Yes. You know, those are the legal, but they understand the legal ramifications in relation to that. They are going to deal with that because they're making an appeal. They're asking the court. So it's up to the court now to make determination. So it's not Arab to say, Arabs can demand the court to rearrest, Nora Finabono. So the case is before the court. So now, when the court makes determination whether Nora Finaboro should go back to make sure or to update the bond or to make sure that the bond, is correct, that the court will determine that. So there's a request they're making anyway. So it's just a request they're making to the court that yes, the bond is not sufficient, blah, 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 blah. So the court now will make determination to that. Yeah. So let's just hold it there. So let's cross over to our team from the diaspora. Maybe they can say one or two, then we can move next to our next issue. Prince, are you there?
Yes, sir. We are here. We are here. Thank you. So to begin with on this issue, since it's just a passing through, the judiciary branch has always been bamboozled, has always been intimidated, has always been put in an uncomfortable position by the executive or members of the executive. If you can bear us witness relative to the LTA case, where there were members who were illegally fired and they ran to the court. When they ran to the court told the president or told the executive branch that your proceeding was wrong. You did not follow the right proceeding. These people were illegally dismissed. At the end of the day, we saw Mr. Boyka sending a communication to the court. Okay, we hear you, but anyway, we'll not stop disrespecting the rule of law. They went on to do what they could do. We also saw that with Aloysius Talu from the Central Bank, the former Central Bank governor, who was lied upon and he was suspended by Joseph Nyuma Boyka. Only because Boyka wanted to get to him, they lied that this man stole money and took it to President Wiyahouse. He was he may put it in continue. He put it in basket. He was carrying the money. Clicker. He carried to President Wiyahouse. This man felt that his reputation was at stake and decided that I will not sit here for the executive headed by Joseph Nyuma Boyka to tarnish my image or my reputation. He ran to the courthouse for justice. At the end of the day, while he was in the court trying to ensure that his name is clear, Mr. Boyka quiet in the corner and said, "Oh, but wait now, and tell you that just someone Joe you so you just holiday, you run straight to the court, over can't sit and waiting you want. We gave you 300,000 so you can forget about the thing here. The court people that we don't want control. Leave it." We also saw when the Chief Justice back then, Madam Siane Yor, also when her tenure, elapsed, she was about to leave. She organized a kind of program where we expected that government official from the executive would come to tell her thanks for the time that she has served in that particular branch of government. Mr. Boyka refused to attend that particular ceremony, but at the end of the day, he was attending whether be an induction or whatever of a Supreme Court judge or a Supreme Court head that he had, appointed. He was there attending the program and refused to attend the program of somebody who have served us over the period. And we also saw with this particular Samuel Tuer issue, where the executive is now putting some members of the how you call it, the judiciary branch. They say, "Oh, you get here, people finger, hey, they do this, they do that." So the court has always been in a position where the executive has been trying to arm twist the court. We know that, we understand that. So this is not strange, my brother, for us to see arrests on the other side trying to intimidate the court and trying to do what they are doing. This is usual. This is usual. Why should we be, alarmed by this? This is the modus operandus of this government. They do not believe in the rule of law. Boyka believes that what he wants is what he must get. What he wants is what he must get. So they will always, put up this kind of posture to intimidate people. And remember, Mr. Boyka made it very clear that his intention is to ensure that the CDC is no more, to eliminate, to, ostracize, to wipe from on the face of the political spheres of Liberia, the CDC. So Mr. Boyka will do everything to get against people who they feel that is very close to His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. All were very close to His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. So it is usual. We should not be alarmed. But one thing that is imperative, one thing that is very clear that we can be able to say, that all of these charges, they are all bogus charges that is brought against a Liberian who the only thing that she have done is to serve her country, playing free, fair, and to help people. The only thing that she has done wrong is to support His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. But we know that this particular case will be another cartoon case, as we saw in the case of Honorable Samuel Ditwe and others. So we are not alarmed. It's just that it is concerning that Breka want to untwist the executive branch to ensure that, the judiciary branch, to ensure that his will prevailed. But we know that Liberia is a country of rule of law, and Breka will be resisted by using the same law. Thank you. Thank you so much as we, pass this on. Thank you.
All right, Prince. So, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think you're getting me loud and clear, right? Thank you.
Yeah,
now,
very crystal.
Let me tell you something. These people, they're disgracing our country. Who is responsible to interpret the law, born, and what have you in the Republic of Liberia? It's the judiciary branch. Now, you arrest when they indicted Finabono. You carry to the court. The court got out of that. Now Finabono reported the court validated her bond based on what you wrote to Finabono. And you coming out to say the court should rearrest her? No. You should go to the court. Like you just ask a question. You see, there is something they call the division of labor. The division of labor is what it displays in our structure of governance. Where we have the three branches of governance. The three branches of government in Liberia, we have the legislature, which is the first branch of government that create laws and pass laws, meaning statutory laws. We have the executive that enforces the law. Then we have the judiciary that interprets the law. You carry the people to the judiciary or the woman, Finabono. The judiciary review your document. The judiciary exclude with the authority to determine which kind of bond qualify her to be in the country or to do whatsoever. They came up with their thing and say, okay, they accept her bond, she can be in the country. Even the judiciary, even restricted Fina that she shouldn't leave from the country, that she must always be available, right? And they did that. So why you want to prove again that you say they must rearrest, or your objective, you wanted to see handcuff on her hand, like you did to Samuel Tuah and dismiss the immigration board from Lofa. You see, the government is one of the stupidest I have witnessed in my lifetime, but they're pretending to be smart. Sorry for my language. Because there is no need in I want to come write that communication. The people did their function. You're only trying to say that you want to work now for the judiciary. You are trying to tell the judiciary branch of government they didn't know their job. That you know their job for them. And so they must do as you wish. The people review your thing that you put before them. The people give the woman the time, they say, okay, we accept the thing as a bomb, but you're not living for the country, you must always report. The people already interpret what they saw. But you're telling the people, say, no, that thing where you stay do there, then that's why we went there. We want you, they must say, I read the woman to put handcuff on. What sense it make? You see that what Bwaka government is cursed and that prophet said they confused are true. Because no sense in that thing. Me, I don't see logic. People can say, oh, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm coming to talk about it. No, law are logic. The law is logic. When the people who crafted law for people to go do it in school, they crafted it out of logic and respecting one another comfort zone. What I can do to you, what I will not like for somebody to do to me, I should also not be the one to do it to another person. That our law was established. Respecting human rights and dignity. And understanding your limit on every individual. How law was established. So any sound human being who is sound deeply that was born as a philosopher is automatically a lawyer without having a law degree. So nobody mean that one. Nobody come in tell me, say, oh, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't talk that law thing. No, me, I'm a lawyer by nature. I ain't got to go to school to go learn law. Yes, the ethnic qualification will say you must have that certificate. But me by nature, I'm a lawyer. So I see sense in what IRS is doing there. Because the people who are responsible to interpret the law on behalf of the Republic, they get the scrutinize your document presented in front of them to indict the woman, and they saw everything they under the scrutiny and say, okay, they're born fit. But even on that bond, they restricted her movement. And yet you come up with saying that they more arrest. So your childishness in your brain is just you want to see your anchor to post it on Facebook to be your public. What kind of childishness are we in, my brother? Let me read that. Let's go to the next topic. I don't want to talk that too much. Let's go to the next topic.
Thank you. So move next. We move to the next topic. And all of us are saying the same thing. And because Rina Bono entered the country a few days ago. And she went through the legal processes, right? To file a bond, a legal bond. And the court accepted the bond. Had the bond not been, legally, and prepared and organized, the court wouldn't have accepted it. And there's something called Niacet Republica. For example, if you have an issue in the court and you are a person of interest, and the court does not want you to leave the country, you remain in the country until that case is dealt with. So to file something they call Niacet Republica, you'll not leave the country. You'll not exit. Yes. So all I want to be done. So the court say, yeah, you'll not leave the country. So it's glaring. Passport, you'll not leave the country until the case is finished. So what are 400 and some more thousand bond? While they file the matter, Rina Bono not escape. So anytime the court wants her, she will appear to the court. She's not going nowhere again. That's what the essence. So she must go file 1 million bond for a vote. Come on, man. Come on. So let's move next. Let's move next to the next talking point. I just want to pass through they all crap that the EPS people brought. They got all crap. I call it crap. Look at the thing they can write here. Look at the thing they wrote. Yeah. This is what they wrote today. Let me read it out. What are these saying is here? Executive Protection Service arrests ambulance driver for reckless driving near presidential motorcade. Monrovia, Liberia, the Executive Protection Service, EPS, has confirmed the arrest of Mr. Prince Blay, an ambulance driver assigned to the Liberia National Fire Service following an incident involving the presidential motorcade on Friday. According to a preliminary report, the ambulance was observed traveling at an excessive speed and failed to yield to the oncoming presidential motorcade, creating a dangerous situation that nearly resulted in a collision with the president's limousine. Officers of the Liberia National Police Support Unit, PSU, who had accompanied the motorcade, immediately pursued the vehicle and apprehended the driver. Upon investigation at the scene, authorities established that the ambulance was not transporting a patient or responding to a medical emergency at the time of the incident. The Executive Protection Service subsequently turned the driver over to the Liberia National Police for further investigation and processing. Authorities indicate that the driver is expected to face charges related to reckless conduct and actions deemed to have endangered the safety of the security of the president. The EPS reminds all motorists to exercise caution while operating vehicles on public roads and to comply with traffic regulations and governing presidential motorcades and other protected convoys. The service emphasizes that any conduct perceived as a threat to the safety of the president or members of the presidential entourage will be addressed promptly and in accordance with the law. So that's it. So ambulance. So today they arrested ambulance driver. You see what it is? Ambulance drivers who are posing threat to the safety of the president. What kind of culture is on people? What kind of country is the first IMS? So we should waste our time. So maybe Prince will ask something that will just pass through quickly. So I just want to highlight. So just briefly, don't move
Sure,
down.
my brother. Some of these things, they are just distraction, others are saying. But it's unfortunate that this particular patient that did not complete his, how you call, mental medical treatment here in America, to some extent, he went to Liberia to continue the African medication and had the opportunity to find himself around the Joseph Newman Boyka team, and he was given an opportunity, continue to exhibit a serious sign of medical, how you call, disability, and behave foolishly. This was the same man that wrote a communication few days ago telling us that as far as he is concerned, whether be an ambulance or whether be a whatever, in as much as the president motorcade is coming, you know that the president will pass the rule. When you get on the road, he will fire you. I'm even surprised that this particular ambulance driver, according to them, from the fire service, he wasn't fired. I'm even surprised that the man wasn't fired, because that was the direct instruction that was given to the EPS by this particular mental patient that ran away from the mental home here in the US that we are observing. It is unfortunate. It is very unfortunate for an ambulance driver to be arrested on a ceasefire conduct investigation, on a ceasefire gave us result. Look, this is scary. That now ambulance drivers will now be arrested, intimidated by this particular government. But it is not surprising, because this man said a long time ago, we shouldn't be surprised if the next ambulance driver that will be from JFK that will be carrying patients, if they were shooting. That's the reality. So, we can just do away with this and go to the substance of the issue. But it's unfortunate this man just continued to display that his mental inability to get enough around the place, and we need to check it out. Yeah, he's even ginger around the president. If people don't know, Sam Gay is a potential ginger around Joseph Newman Boyka. Yeah, well, brother, that's it, man. Let's just move on to the substance. Yeah.
So, Project Party, let's hear you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Quickly, we'll move to.
They thank you, and Newton and my brother praying. So the other topic even increase the volume of confusion from the previous topic. So you see how the government confused? Now let me tell you something. Professionally, they are wrong to come up with a press statement. They're only supposed to write that in their internal memo, because they turned the EPS had got nothing to do with traffic violation. The incident that occurred at traffic violation. They turned the person over to the police, and the police supposed to come up with that statement that today so and so ambulance driver violated the traffic rule, and the EPS turned this person over because it was in the president convoy. That the police supposed to come up with that statement they came up with. It's not them. The only thing they're supposed to do, they're supposed to write it in the internal memo to keep it as a record. Why the police come up with a statement? Because EPA got nothing to do with traffic violation. EPA only there to protect the president. Yes, they can arrest situation that has to do with when somebody violating or trying to get into this the zone of the president. They arrest that person. They did well by turning the person over to the police. But you cannot come up with a press statement giving full report of what the police should be coming up with. Group of incompetent people in government pretending to know. That true prince something that mental health issue more battling that man there. He can't hear. He said he called himself EPS man. He's a threat to Boyka. One day he will go and shoot Boyka head. And we come out in a place and be talking to because I kind of man, I don't know what the value we see in certain things that we keep misbehaving. The prophecy is on display. The government is confused. So thank you, my brother. I just try to bring the point up because on the road there, that the police, why they turn the person over to that the police will come out with that statement on there.
Thank you. So the other day, I think I said, and the prophet didn't lie. The government is confused. That's the fact. The truth can hear. And the problem about the truth, when the truth is being told, then it hurts. It will hurt you. But that's the reality. That the government is confused. Is the government not confused by their actions? By what is going on now? What is demonstrating now? That's not be confused. That's not confusion. The government is confused. They mean things that the government is supposed to be looking at, the trivial issues that the government is supposed to be looking at. Government isn't looking at those issues. Just before we move to the issue about drugs, the drugs, the 19 million drugs, then we look at the prophet. Let me tell you something. I think you guys have been following the issue of xenophobia, right? The issue of xenophobia in South Africa, the xenophobia attacks. All the countries are making strides, significant strides, to repatriate their citizens, their people, to repatriate them, to take them. Ghanaians were there. Ghanaians were collected their people. And Ghana provided, the government of Ghana, under President Mahama, provided 2 allowances: transportation allowance. The different places in the country those people came from, they will have to transport them. They'll give them allowance to get to their various destinations. The next allowance was reintegration, to reintegrate them into the Ghanaian society after being away, after being from the country for some years, because they're about to start new life. What is the government of Liberia doing? Few days ago, I think one of the news outlets reported that Liberians were stranded in Cambodia, in other countries around here. People are stranded there. The 30th of this month, is the deadline that all foreigners from different countries should leave South Africa. And the people are saying, don't listen to the government. That is to tell you that they are working in conformity with the government. The government can say, oh, no, what? But the people, the protesters themselves, they are there. They are telling you, and you see them, the humiliating people in the presence of police officers, they say they're not doing nothing. So if you have your citizens in South Africa as a government and you're not making no effort, what's the patriotism? The whole day when I said that you're talking about patriots, when the other person do they want, the other person unpatriotic, when the other person not do they want, the other person not patriots. But the old people that here, you living there, you all here passing around. The useless thing that you're not supposed to be talking about, like the useless thing that you're talking about. The useful ones, you are not paying no attention to it. Listen to this short video. Let me just share something with you. Listen to this short video. Just quite recently, Nigeria, Ghana was there. Ghana has collected 8 citizens from South Africa. Nigeria, just a few days ago, Nigeria collected. Liberia. So you want to be no Liberia in South Africa? You're not even hearing the government talking about even making that, oh, what are we doing? They're not even thinking about it. They are not contemplating about that. Listen, come on.
So what are you doing here? Because we've been calling for you guys to leave the country. Why are you still here? I was going to school for children. No, my brother. Okay. No. Listen to us. We are saying this peacefully. Please go to your country. 30 June is the deadline, but it's not like you must leave on the 30th of June. Yes. Don't leave on the 30th of June. Leave now, because the 30th of June, I can't control people of South Africa. All right, let's do the right thing. Respect our country, respect us. Oh, wait. You sit down here. Yeah. What were you doing here?
No, I have a business here, so I'll go to school here. So they're going to have a trip, so I'll go to take something.
So who's this?
This is a boy, I know he's staying in Kenya.
Yeah, so why is he running away?
I don't know.
Why are you running away?
I'm scared.
Why?
I'm scared.
Do you know we started Yeah, where are you coming from?
Newton, Prince.
The fight is not about you. Yeah, the fight is about
bro.
correcting the systems and
Yeah, because in
fixing
the
our
video is
country.
speaking
So
too
we don't
much,
want to
so
have
when
a
it's speak
problem
like
with
that,
you.
let Newton
Just
take it
please
out and not make out the
yes.
show.
And
That boring. The video is sticking error. It was sticking too much. Okay then.
Constitution.
So yes. So let's hold it there. So, but the main idea, you already got the main idea. The main idea we're trying to push or to portray, right? That our government is careless. Our government is completely incompetent, careless, reckless. You listen to the guy that the deadline is the 30th of June, but you don't need to leave the 30th of June because that time we will not listen. So you have to leave for now. You should leave before the 30th of June. Then you asking the other guy, why are you doing it? Guy say, I'm cooking. He said, no, where are you from? I'm from Uganda. Why are you doing here? What kind of job you doing here? I'm cooking. He said, oh, you live from Uganda? No, don't do that. Constitution, blah, 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 blah. You got to go to your country. So it's risky. And people are making efforts. They are collecting their people, getting their people out. And our government is sitting, our government is making no effort. Today is the 12th. Nothing, you're not hearing nothing from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, nothing from the government of Liberia. There has been no release, no concern. So what are Liberians? Y'all with me there? They care y'all. Anything happen to you, the government is careless. The government all year running after something, running after people. The people. We're always.
I think Newton is
Ghana
speaking.
doing it. Like other country around here. So you think Liberia? Why you think Liberia is not doing it? Liberia sitting here, how people are languishing all down there. They're suffering, they're crying, no concern, nothing. So let me hold it there, man. Let Prince Prince, you want to add something that we just move on quickly.
Yeah, I remember when this Russia and Ukraine, incident started. At the time, His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah was president of the Republic of Liberia, and there were some other nationals that was leaving, from especially Ukraine, finding themselves on the other side, in Poland and etc. And what we saw was that there were some Liberians who actually wanted to cross over. They were at the border between, I think, Ukraine and that of Poland, and wanted to cross over, and they were somehow, stranded. His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah immediately asked that the adjacent ambassador move on there. And I can remember it was, I think, Isaac Yanibo or so. It was Isaac Yanibo who immediately dispatched a team to the border, to Ukraine border, to ensure that Liberians were able to, safely cross over to Poland or to a secure country, out of the danger zone. So we saw that. But what we are seeing under this particular government, somebody would say, is carelessness, is recklessness, is, incompetent and insensitivity to the plight of the Liberian people. This is the government that told us, or Mr. Boyka came with a slogan, love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia. And we told the Liberian people that this was just a scheme for Boyka to use in order for him to siphon the resources of the Liberian people. This man has no agenda that talk about love Liberia. Because when you're talking about love Liberia, it's not just the trees, it's not just, the soil, it's about the people. Now, what is the display of love towards Joseph Nyuma Boyka for the people of Liberia? The last time it was in the United States, where there was this particular information that there were some, people were about to be sent back who were on the DED, they were about to be sent back. Mr. Boyka used his platform and mocked Liberians in the US that are contributing immensely towards the family and even to the economy. So you must say that in that country there. Trump coming for you. Yeah, you know, I know. Trump coming for you. So it is not a strange thing. You have a government that does not care about the people. You have a government that is very insensitive to the plight of the people. You have a government that in the mind of Joseph Newman Boyka, it should be about him and his family. He does not care. There's the reason why this government will take job from Liberians and give job to foreigners. So if you expect that Mr. Boyka will be able to even, up to now, we have not even heard from the Ministry of Information relative to how many Liberians, you know, in South Africa, how is the Liberian government responding to this situation? So basically, Liberians are vulnerable. Our people there are very vulnerable because you don't even know what is happening. The government of Liberia have not come up with a clear-cut statement whether they are in connection or they are in contact with those Liberians that are there, whether those Liberians are in harm's way or not. We don't know nothing. Our people are just in abstract darkness. It is unfortunate. But this is what we call incompetent, and one will say, you know, insensitivity towards the plight of the people in display. All we are seeing is this government recklessness. So it is not, you know, it is not a strange thing. Let's just have this input and turn it over. But it's not strange anyway. My brother, bro, it's over to you. It's not strange.
You see, Prince, thank you so much. And Newton, when you brought the topic, I just smiled. You know, I was in South Africa. I went to school there. I attended the Cape Town University. South African are one of the, especially the black South African, are one of the stupid group of people on earth among black people. I see why even the white people use them. And Nelson Mandela was one of the sound black men that thought most of his people were sound. With respect to the Liberian government issue, but I don't want to talk about it. Because disaster can even happen right in Liberia. The government can even take care of the people right in Liberia. Then I wait to South Africa, they will go to take care of people. So it's just looking like a waste of time. So I don't expect anything from Liberian government, especially under the rescue recklessness. Horses can burn right in the country there. Come on, Red Ghana, the people chase, certain time around 2024, the people then were taking our people out from Ghana. The people couldn't take our people from Ghana away to South Africa, where you got to ride fly, where even farther and more than America. When you look at the flight. So that one part is like getting expectations there that you know, say you just get frustrated in your expectation. So I know that the Liberian government cannot rescue any Liberian from South Africa. Every Liberian that's in South Africa, that everybody for themselves go for all. They got to manage to make their way out of that place. I lived there. I was there before when they killed a lot of Africans. I was living in a white community, in the Somerset Beach community in Cape Town. Somerset white community, I was living there. I know those people, the white people in our country, are more civilized than the black people. So African are lesser group of people, the black ones. Having that expectation that they ought to eat, but in reality, they are very stupid. In fact, one of my major disappointments is the African Union. The EU, the AU rather. The AU should be sanctioning South Africa if they were a serious group of people. South Africa should be sanctioned because the government should be the one controlling the population. Everything the population doing today is sanctioned by the government. Because every government must control the population. Why the power of the population gets so much that it will come to say foreigner or this that shouldn't be in their country? People accept in the Western world. You today, you foreigner, you went to America, they accept you. We in Europe today, white people accept us. So which signal are you showing to the white people today? Are you trying to tell us that they will tell you that your own black people, they're chunking your arm? So if EU was a very serious group, they should be sanctioning South Africa with some strategic sanction that will suffer them so they can show example. Because what they're doing is wrong. It's a violation to human rights. But AU sit there, they got nothing to talk about. What made AU, how many people they span less? They don't know their direction. So other thing, my brother Prince, what Newton brother, that's a fun topic, but Newton, no expectation on the Liberian government. Government are fiasco. Nothing good they can bring. Nothing. They can't bring nothing. They can't. People are not able to protect the people that are right in their nose. Then I wait South Africa to go. The first thing when they see you in South Africa, they just feel say your life better. So you take bread inside from there, hey, they ignoring you, sir.
You know, Aaron making me, you know, a little comical, but it's very serious. Aaron say the government cannot protect the people renting loafer. You're even going for renting loafer. People displaced in loafer. And this government, then where's Africa where I gotta spend money to go? Say my man, let's move on. Let's talk something different. You're right, my brother Aaron will say. But Kotati is saying she has the president of the Liberian community number. You can reach to any one of us, you know, our inboxes, and then let's see if we can get in contact with that particular individual. Say she has the president of the Liberian community.
Okay, yeah, you can. Yeah, thank you. That's a good one.
So our number is up. You can, you know, reach us. You will see under the Palava Hut comment. You will see Brother bro. You know, we all on the social media. I can reach the station and provide the
so
number.
We can get to the community.
Yeah,
we can help from that direction, but when you're depending on the rescue government part, you're depending on total failure.
Yeah, sure. You know, the government have not come up to say anything. This is concerning. This is serious. It is unfortunate. You know, that's where we found. Yeah, where we found ourselves. Yeah.
The only thing they care about to be responding to Nigerian prophet.
Yeah, to respond. Definitely. So you got serious issues that is unfolding around you. You get your own soil where Guineans have, you know, occupied the soil, display your people. You're not responding to them adequately. But the preacher, we're feeling giving a, how you call, prophecy or whatever that they made you rating the government for. You see, this is how confused this government is. So when the bishop said, or when the, you know, prophet, however he is called, said that this government is confused, even their own response is an indication that they are confused. It's indicative of confusion. Because if your own people in your own backyard are displayed Guinean on your soil, and they even fire at one of your citizens, I don't know whether that guy who was fired by the Guinean, how you call, marksman, whether he stay alive or not, I don't know. The last time we heard he was fired, we did not hear anything about his recovery
or
whatever. So probably, you know, he is dead, and we are not hearing anything. So, you know, it's just unfortunate, but they can use the time to write a prelate who, you know, gave a prophetic message to a deacon. This man is just a demon incarnate, as one would say, you know, quote unquote. Because if you call yourself a deacon and a bishop or a pastor, whoever is giving a vision, what are you supposed to do? To go on your knees and begin to pray and ask God for direction. But it is not strange, you know, when you have a government that said they would dance with the devil. That's what you have.
And the second topic, the other topic I was going to go on before we lost Newton from the land was what?
The issue of these drugs, you know, the $19 million drugs that were uncovered at the port of entry, basically the airport, you know. So let's just begin with you. We'll take in for our brother until he returns. According to the news conference held by the Liberian government through the LDEA, they said that this particular parcel of cocaine was arrested at the, you know, airport, and it was about to I swear, export it to England. Where England? Take it from Liberia and carrying it to England. But unfortunately, the government is yet to give us, you know, information relative to where it was taken from, those who were involved, and etc., etc. Even though we see, even up to today, 2 persons lost their life from LDEA raid, you know, in 11th Street. 2 persons lost their life. We see these LDA officers going around in the people shanty areas and say they are arresting people, beating on people, and etc. But the government of Liberia cannot tell us where, who, how, and when this particular drugs, you know, where it is from. Who are those involved? What is your own take on this, my brother, bro? In the midst of all of these, that Liberia is now shifting or shipping out $19 million, over $3+ billion Liberian dollars worth of drugs. So what is your own take on this?
You see, Prince, in criminality, there are stages. In every stage, you got statuses. The people who, because some people say, oh, the criminal justice did, the criminal justice that. But in criminality, you got to grow. And also, there are certain stages when you read, you can be brave to carry on certain criminal act. Meaning if you hold certain status. in society. Brussels Airlines is one of the most secure and well protected airlines globally. Brussels Airlines. But not because of that status doesn't mean that criminality or criminal act cannot go on there. But the category of people that can carry on criminal act on this kind of airline are high-class people. That another high-class person from end to end, which crack a D. Today, the people discovered 19 million drugs, but there have been millions of dollar drugs that have been going through these places. They just discovered this one today. And the real people that behind the drugs that the president then of the country, people like Bouaka and his children. Look, no ordinary person can be brave to carry drugs on Brussels Airlines to get in the cargo area. Because all of the things that can come out of the cargo area will go through, because Lenny, look at the country they say we're going. England, very sophisticated country. That all those goods that come in got to pass through the people system where they will scan it. So nobody should fool you, say it was an ordinary transaction. And one thing people not paying attention to, you see Sierra Leone and Liberia, they are in close collaboration. In fact, since Bouaka got to power, the most closest foreign partner to Liberia is Sierra Leone. There has not been any closeness of Sierra Leone to Liberia since Liberia was founded as compared to Bouaka administration. And they are close for two reasons. They are close for criminal deeds that divided into two fronts. Bouaka, one of the person that coaching Bouaka into dictatorial tendency is the current Sierra Leonean president. The current Sierra Leonean president is Bouaka coach when it comes to dictatorial tendency. Many people are not paying attention to that. Many people are not paying attention to that. Bouaka himself is a Sierra Leonean that currently in Liberia to say because he grew up here and what have you. And Sierra Leone and Liberia currently they are drugs producing area. Right now the people producing cocaine in Liberia. And this is how they're doing it. You see the cocaine? There are certain products or things that they can plant that can make cocaine. When you transform it into the stage of cocaine, it's just like when you get crude oil. You can get crude oil. Out of crude oil, you can make gas, you can make fuel, and what have you, right? Right, Prince? You are muted.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So if you have those materials or those products that make cocaine, if they are not yet transformed to make it out of the cocaine, it can be cocaine, so it can enter in anywhere easily and will not be it will not be labeled as drugs. It won't be labeled as drugs. So Liberia is one of the grounds that they use now to transport those products. Then when they bring it to Liberia, then they use it at the assembling ground to make it out of the finished product to be cocaine. That's what they got them operating on. They bring those products, they bring them to Liberia and Sierra Leone, and they assemble them or they cook them in a way, then they make a product called cocaine. Because one of the easy ways is when they are coming from the advanced country or coming different means to come to Liberia, nobody scooter nothing in it. In fact, it will pass through the process, nobody will know that cocaine. Because it's signaling cocaine because it's not turned to finished product. In Liberia now, they are cooking it there to make it out of cocaine, to take it from Liberia to send it to other countries. So Liberia is no longer a transit zone, but a production zone under Joseph Bouaka. You see that? And let me tell you something. To transport cocaine through car is difficult, but it's one of the easier ways. To transport it through ship is difficult, but one of the easier. And the most difficult one is to transport it through plane. Only high-class criminals can go through that aspect of plane. So nobody should fool you. The cocaine that went through Brussels Airlines, Bouaka, they're aware. They know. That's why they're investigating the DEA officers. It's a sad story for our country, Prince. And that particular thing they try to do, just go with violence, just go with terrible things. So right now, our country have graduated from consumption of drugs, trafficking of drugs, to production of drugs. Oh no, Boaka. Everything you see them doing with DA are just small screen, pretending that they are fighting drugs while they're producing the drugs. Liberia is going into a sleeping big hole that before we realize it will be too late. The prophet said it. The government is confused, but many of our supporters will not know until when the president leaves from power. Prince, that is that.
You know, you are right, my brother, bro. And you said something which is very, very much important that people should watch out for. You talk about the different classes of, or one would say the graduation level of criminology. When you see such a drugs going through such a medium, it means that these people who are taking that particular route are people who are part of the system.
Yes.
Are people who have direct connections, who are not afraid. Because the common man will put it on a car seat. The one who, we have seen people catching drugs, the LDA, men and put it in slipper and what have you. These are people on the surface level. Put it in his hourly bag and all the other bag there and say bringing it. But for it to go to the airport, that place that is one of the most security advanced monitoring area of the country, for it to go there, it means that kekele carry there. These are individuals, and I don't want you to believe. I want to play something here just for our hearing, because a member of the executive that was appointed by Joseph Newman Boyka raised this alarm and he was sacked. Suwa, let me see if I can bring this. I don't know if no, I don't think I can bring it here. Let me see. No, it can't come. I thought it's something.
Yeah, because you're not controlling it directly from your end, maybe.
Yeah, sure, definitely, very well. But we remember one Suwa, the LGEA boss, who appeared, one the deputy boss, who appeared at the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism press briefing. And he made it very clear that even at the level of the executive, he said drugs business that we're talking about, when you go in the executive, they get people there who are engaged in this drugs business. He said when you come in the judiciary, there are people there who in the drugs business. When you come at the level of the legislative branch, he said there are people who are engaged in this drugs business. I'm having a video where I'm sorry that I'm not, permitted to kind of Sonny A. I'm going to play it right here. I'm going to play it so that our people can hear it, but I have it right here. So it is not strange. Nobody, no common individual who don't have that proximity to higher up will look at airport and say they want to use the airport as a transit center. Where are they sending it? They're sending it to Nigeria. They're not sending it to Guinea, but they're sending it all the way to England. England. At the place they're sending it. England. So you must know that it's
extreme bravery.
Thank you, extreme bravery. So it means that under this particular government, there is a whole chain. There is a whole chain of cocaine, kingpin or cocaine drugs law that is operating in the government. It is not strange. These guys are brave. Look, no common person will be brave enough to even take it and put it in a bank, just walk with it and say they're passing through borders. Before we're talking about airport, as sophisticated and highly sophisticated that place is supposed to be. But is it a strange thing? What is even strange is that those officers, especially the LDA officer who actually was able to blow the alarm from the very initial, do you know that according to information we have gathered, they are putting him on, they say, compulsory leave. He is now on leave. Why must they put him on leave when investigation is ongoing? I thought it was going to be that, okay, we'll call all the group, this group on suspension, or maybe their own investigation, and etc., etc. Why among all the other people, one person should be placed on leave? Then they are telling him not to have any interview, not to talk to any press person. He is on leave. He shouldn't talk to any press person. What is it that that particular officer know is aware of that they don't want him to talk to anybody? Remember that one time we had an LDA officer that was killed in Corway? You remember that story? One
Yeah.
Emmanuel Payne. He was killed in Corway. This was an officer who, according to the information, he uncovered a very huge quantity of cocaine there. And when he went there, trying to confront these guys, they told him that, "Look, my man, imagine drug people who normally, when you see drug, they will run away. They will lead a play. They will start running. They were able to confront the LDA officer and say, "Look, my man, you can't do nothing to you." To the extent that the arm that he had on him, they took his arm from him and they killed him on the scene. Up to today, is there anybody that was arrested from that particular incident of an LDA officer that got killed in Corway? No, nobody was arrested. None of these guys were arrested. So you must know that this thing, like you said, the country has not graduated. Yesterday they were saying, "Oh, you know, but now under Joseph Numa Boyka, we are now producing. We are now producing, and this is a red flag for our nation. This is a red flag for our democracy. This is a red flag for our peace and our security. It's a red flag for the nation now to start exporting such a huge quantity. Like you said, it is Liberia is now used as a country where the people will bring maybe the other product, they can there, then they face the real cocaine.
Yeah.
Like you gave
So what
an
they doing?
example of the crude oil. Maybe you just find a black oil, you just take it, you bring it. When you bring it now, before you start to, process it, make it
They
as
out of different
kerosene on the
products.
other side,
Yeah.
jet fuel on the other side. So that's how Liberia has become now. The
Yeah.
people are breaking it. They are using Liberia as a transit center to bring it. But it is not strange to us because the Unity Party government has always been involved in this issue of higher ups dealing in drugs dealing. You remember the officer called one, I think Peter Dolo, one Dolo or so, under Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime. That according to the information is out there, I will find it. I will put it right here. This guy used the escort of the presidential escort, to bring in drugs from Sierra Leone, and he was arrested. How that case go, how it did not go, nobody knows. So this is a protocol, especially when it comes to the Unity Party government. It is not the first time that is happening. They have used this particular medium on so many occasions to either bring in or to transport drugs in huge quantity.
Mhm.
The only reason why we're hearing from this, Brussels, like you said, Brussels is one of those high class, one would
High
say
class air
airline.
flight.
And when it comes to their security, I can tell you for sure, Brussels is not just, a common sunny, that you get on it. They get different security then that are working with Brussels. I'm telling you, they get
So
international securities that are
it
working
is.
on Brussels air.
So Prince, when I heard the news, I laughed and said Liberia is in trouble. And you see these things that are happening. These are things that can damage your country reputation. And people will look at your country and put red line on it.
Sure.
There is no ordinary, under no condition that ordinary person can take. You're not crazy. Before you get on flight, first of all, before you get on, in fact, I want to disclose something, but I don't want to go into detail. One of the more easier people that carry on real drugs deal in the world are the pilot, because they don't charge their luggages. The pilot. Most of the people you see pilot in plane, the pilot, they are all, and those stars, like those footballers, those big musicians, they don't charge their luggage or whether will be crossing on, and they carry on drugs. So it is a catty glory. It is not just ordinary to be at a certain level. And drugs got classes. There are certain class of drugs they can sell in Europe, they can sell in the US. The low class that for the poor country, they don't want to be consuming for $10 US.
Yeah.
Because real drugs, people consuming real drugs, you're talking about from 50 above. I'm not joking thing. So when you have people putting drugs, not on even Air Morocco, not on even Kenya, but you go to Brussels
Ethiopian
Airlines.
Air, Brussels Airline,
And which country is going? England.
England.
That is a high level
United
of bravery In fact, you are equivalent to Pablo Escobar, man. Hey, look, Liberia have a real well-organized trust cartel as we speak.
Yeah,
And people didn't take it for a joke.
Yeah.
People didn't take it for a joke.
And that person must have a very close proximity to the power.
For example, Prince, for example, there were 100 million drugs discovered during our regime. It was discovered from the port.
Yeah.
People brought it in container.
Sure.
So they were passing through, like they wanted to pass through Labrador to go. So Labrador knew nothing about it. We only discover it and help us. We discover it. So they were passing it. That was drug container that king. So that one, in logic, you can little bit reason with Labrador because Labrador was an area that they were just passing at transit.
Yeah, a transit.
But this one, in that passing at transit, it was produced here, and they sending it through not just ordinary airline, but a well first-class European airline. That is one of the higher level of red flag. And many Liberians will take it for a joke. Many Liberians taking that thing for a joke, but it's not a joking matter. That thing is a serious case.
My brother, bro, I want to ask you this, and I want you to come in. The last time we saw members of the executive that say they were fighting drugs, they were on the street. In fact, Joseph Newman Boyka himself, he was in that particular paraphernalia. They went there, they took picture. We saw people dancing around and etc., etc. Why is it that right now with such a huge quantity that have been discovered in our country at that particular level, that all of these people who were jumping around, Joseph Newman Boyka, in fact, you went to take drug tests and all the other things, up to now, these NGO, whatever be NGO or civil society institution, what have you, why is it that they've not come up to make a statement concerning this? That the government is still tightly on releasing information for those who are involved in this. What do you think is happening? You are not seeing any concern from government officials. I mean, people who fight against drug, like for example, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the other institutions that deal with even gender. Why is it that everybody is just quiet and we are the ones that are raising this concern?
Brain.
Yes, sir.
When a poor man promise you, or when a hungry man, anytime somebody poor, extremely poor, they're going through suffering. When they promise you that the day I get money, I will do good, that just bokuto. Because money and power get its own spirit when it comes in. Never you believe poor man promising you, say the day I get this, I will do this. The good person, that the person who can talk too much, who can promise. Anyone you see that cannot promise, that good human being. Anyone you see who can promise too much, that desperation can make you be promising too much because you just won't get a thing. You want to use mental game. You see, when the people get on power, we wrote all these things on our Facebook page that the people then they were on fiasco. When the king is saying that they are deep, they are entrenched in power. They understand now what it takes to look for money to govern a state. They understand now that what power comes with. What are some of the authority you will have? What are some of the connection and criminal deeds you can do with the power at times? Because power can make you do two things. Power can make you perform legally if you wish to. It can also make you perform criminally if you want to. So now at that time when they were the testing, I went for drug test. At the long, what time he posed and send the drug was discovered. He posed because he was part of the group. Let's go do drug test. Let's go do the one test. Who does that? Today, they can talk. You know why they can talk? Because the real owner of that drug could be Tantan Bwaka. Look, there is no way that their particular drugs will go into Brussels Airlines without the code. My brother, it is highly impossible that the president of the republic don't know. Or somebody extremely close to the president of the republic don't know. My brother, you know what I mean to take drug to put it on Brussels Airlines and going England? You will have someone there that gave you that confidence that look, I'm coming for the joy with that part to the England system. We come for it quickly, we just drive straight to the where they plane, we angle, and we put in the login and we switch it. That bravery don't come for ordinary people because that bravery go with catch, physical catch a
One
change.
connection.
Yeah. Meaning from Liberia for it to go to the plane, those people probably maybe they eat 30,000 or 50,000 because they're low level people. But in England, for those people to do any navigation there, you're talking about millions of dollars that you must give them cash. You're not coming to tell them, say, I will set a job where I do it.
1 million sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
1 million, 2 million, because you're looking at it.
that
So they will
just
do that transaction for you. So they're not ordinary people transaction. It's a bravery from the president or someone close up to the president. Because their objective is to get that money. And one of the things many African countries involved in is that when they're not capable of putting their competence to use to generate revenue from the population to develop the country or to carry on other development, they get involved into clandestine transaction. They want to sell that thing when they have 19 million can. The president could pocket 9 million or 10 million and put 10 million into the government development process just to make his or her name. That's how they do these things. They want to succeed, but they don't know they know how to succeed. That's why the prophet say the man Baka will fail because he doesn't know the know-how. He just said it. The prophecy. He doesn't know how to do it. How to do it is to put your competence to you. But Baka is not competent. Baka got 1847 bachelor degree. He's not up to date. Today, your phone you get, you can bring it up to date to bring you with a new technology. Baka not up to date mentally. So he doesn't know how to navigate his way in the modern time to carry on development in the country. And most of those people that are behind him, they are sycophants. So most of them are afraid. Most of them depending on Baka to come up with idea because in their mind, Baka have 40 years experience, but forgetting to know in the 40 years, Varro have eaten up his mindset. What existed 40 years ago doesn't exist today.
No way. Not at all.
You got to come to update. So right now they are running a government of confusion. They are confused what the prophet said. But now they maybe there's somebody who close out the Baka brand out there, Papa, who can still be doing the other transaction, will be getting money on a cover to be doing certain development for the people so that why they go try. And don't think that thing they did, whether they discovered it was the first time, Baka didn't have inked up. They did that thing more than 3, 4, 5 times before they discovered that one.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
It was not the first time. They got him money from
no
that.
first time consumer or no first time transporter will carry such a huge drugs.
Thank you.
Because the first thing you will be thinking is that the security network probably do arrest on it. So let me send small. So probably they have sent about maybe let's say 5 million it went through, 6 million it went through. So they are now emboldened, they are now empowered, they are now confident that oh my man, forget it. $19 million. You think that small thing we're talking about here?
Yeah.
19
so
million.
it is not the first time.
Yeah.
So the country is sitting on a terrible time bomb that people keep overlooking. The guys are terrible. And everywhere that drugs production and high level of movement of drug happening, guns don't finish from there. You will have people with guns. Terrible people will be in that zone. So it is not just ordinary. It has a lot of intricacies that we must be careful with.
But bro, let me just remind you. You remember there was a video that surfaced of some guys who were dressed in a very strange dressing to Liberia culture and our tradition. It was in a building, about 30 plus of them. And they were in this particular building. And there was someone who discovered that these are strange people in this particular building. And they asked the government to, intervene, to interfere who they were, And that whole case just disappeared. Up to now, we know how they managed to enter. We know how they left the country. The government have not said anything about that. And whether they are staying in Liberia or they are out of Liberia, no one knows. And with the influx, and remember, quite recently, and I want us to maybe use the few minutes to talk about this.
No problem.
There was this particular report from Grand Gideon that put out an alarming number of Burkinabe in that particular part of Liberia. I mean, very alarming number that they are coming in their thousands. It's not just hundreds. I mean, in their thousands. And quite recently, some of them even went as far as blocking the government inspectors, those that went on the mine to go and do some inspections. These guys, these Burkinabe, they blocked them and said they cannot carry on inspection. It took the Martinike Tengbe, who is the whether be the executive director or the head of the how you call this place, the mining, area. It took him to go there and have an interaction with these people. Now, other people are kind of bit skeptical. What are these guys enter in the country with legal documents? Others are saying, but the time government was selling, and they said they were selling how you call permit for people to work. They sold the permit almost in thousands. Have you forgotten? The government only cares about the money. They want to know how the people can, once you can pay their permit money because they broke, they want to know whether you fly to come, you pass on or what, they will give it to you. Should this be a concern to Liberians that you have Burkinabes coming in their thousands and occupying, and they are spreading around, and these people, they are undocumented? Should it be something of concern, bro, that we as Liberians should be concerned of?
Yeah,
in the midst of all of
definitely.
these drugs and what have you, something
Yeah,
around?
it should be something of concern. The other day I said to you that the Burkinabe, per my experience in Cote d'Ivoire, they are not coming for bad intention. But guess what? Also, we have to be very skeptical. People can use these kind of people to carry on their own criminal or sinister agenda. First of all, the Ministry of Labor. No part of the world that the Ministry of Labor function is to just be selling permit. No. The first function of the Ministry of Labor is to do a labor survey on your country human resource capacity. Why your country need more manpower in, more human resource capacity in for that country to improve. Like take for example, right now Labrador need more civil engineers to build roads and bridges. Labrador need more agriculturists to do more farming activities. Labrador need more vocational schools or training that people will do electrician job, civil engineer or electrical engineer, and what I do. That's the first objective of the Ministry of Labor. In France, they call them France Travail. When they do that survey, then they work with the government through the budget to train people in those areas for the citizens. They train the citizens in the area to occupy the position. Permit is the last thing on the agenda. Permit is like maybe what they going to on the screen, most of the population feeling occupy many positions and stay there is a gap, and they just give few people permit to work. But it's not an objective, because the Ministry of Labor shouldn't be a revenue generating entity. It should be producing human resource capacity for the country. That's the essence.
Protecting our human resource capacity. Sure.
Yes, that's the essence of the Ministry of Labor. So they miss that direction first of all, because they are all incompetent people pretending to be sound people.
Wow.
Sometimes when I think about our country, I can just laugh, because people fighting, they want to pretend that they want to succeed, but they're missing the principal guidelines of governance and the function of those entities. So that's why they miss the track. So if possible, they were using those permits as sinister move to carry on corruption and to also bring people in the country to protect their political interest in the future, to carry on some kind of terrible move in the country. So also, we must put eyes on that. We have to put eyes on that.
You are right 100%, but let's just inform the public we are not going to be taking calls, because we do not have that particular privilege, to take calls. Our brother, I'm very sure, probably is having some technical issue from his end. This is the reason why he is not with us. But are
you observing the live feed?
Yeah, I'm observing the live feed. Yeah, I'm observing.
And our people are interacting. I hope they are enjoying the show.
Our people are interacting. Yeah, definitely. Karim Kroma just raised a point. He said, "Where's the King's FM guy?" I'm very sure that he's having some technical issue. But there is this thing I want us to talk about, my brother, and I want to get your view on it. The government of Liberia, the last time we can remember, there was this deputy EP NSA director who sodomized a 15 years old boy. left him on the beach to die. One, Peter Bonjala, and 3 others who were engaged in that particular act. Fortunately, the boy survived and he was taken to hospital. From what we are gathering from his mother, this particular boy is in a very terrible state. And Peter Bonjala, who should actually, now be persecuted by the government is refusing to take this man to court. They just took him, carry him to Central. Not to Central, but to the Morovia Central Prison. He is there. And up to now, the government have not even called this particular case. The Ministry of Gender is completely silent. And this mother is crying because her son is undergoing so many complications. There are indications now coming in that, the boy Repton is practically outside, and nothing is happening. Ministry of Gender took this boy, carry him to an orphanage home instead of taking him to a place where he would be, adequately taken care of and etc. They just took him to an orphanage home and abandoned him. And the mother continued to cry. And this Peter Bonjala man, they just taking him and putting him in the prison. He ain't going to court, nothing at the can, and nothing is happening. What do you make of this? Is this strange that up to now this brother have not faced, the legal process and just in the prison there, just relaxing? What do you think of this?
You see, Prince, that was cast on a country. That was cast on Liberia. Because the essence of government is to protect your citizens and their well-being. If you lose track on that, the country is cursed. It's like a father, you must take care of your children. Like a parent. If you don't do that, you are cursed. In whatever way, you must take care of your children as a parent. Now, you see, that brings us to the point where when Newton prescribed the point, say, oh, they must go to South Africa, right in your nose, somebody saw them as somebody, they ain't able to treat them. That way to Africa, they will go take care of you there. Now, that first or other human being that was on the solar Mars, the government is able to treat that man well. If there is no treatment up to stand up on like brothers, able to send abroad to give him very good treatment. Do you know the people can sue the government? The parent so able to sue the Liberian government. We asking the human rights lawyers to come out to sue the Liberian government for such an act. Now the men are in prison, my brother praying, it just smoke screen. They won't do nothing to that man. Nothing they will not do to that man. They just keeping that man there. Maybe he said that man can sleep there. You must say having a belief that he's there. But it's possible he's not there. The people get away, they play on the Liberian people. They both know the Liberian people go to carry a story for 1 week and leave it. And nobody will pay attention. Liberia is not a deeply critical society. My brother praying. Every deeply critical society will develop faster. Liberia is not a deeply critical society. Every deeply critical society will develop faster because people will get afraid to do certain things. Today we have a country that people care less. We see what country, real life, that is going to be a massive protest. But the people then say they get women, wear children writing, all kind of thing. You saw them coming to protest? Because all of them in that evil act, all of them doing meow like you can describe it to be. So one of their partner got exposed, they will protect their partner. That's why you see that country keep going behind. That country is cursed. That country need real radical. And I can tell people, the person who was setting the basis for the generation of radical leaders who come in with President Weah. We want the President Weah to govern, set the country up into pace, then we the radicals will take. Look, when someone take over that country, that country will change. But God got his own way. Before you build a house, you must have a foundation. Weah is the foundation of Liberia. We, for all, we the window level group. Because when we come, we carry it straight to roof. And when you play high, we beat the hammer on their head for the roof to get set. But the only way you can do that is when the foundation is well solid, and that's where we are supposed to do it. But they may try. After we postpone the foundation, we try to make it solid. They brought one funny man to come bought on the foundation again to crack it. So we come back where we are again to redo that foundation to a certain level. Total waste of time. That country not set. They will lead that man, nothing will come from out of it. I dare you, when that man was going to be an opposition, especially coming from the CDC, wow! But now, my brother, you will see it every day. In fact, they will be making it out of news. They will make it out of AI flyers. So nothing we can get from out of that print. Nothing. You are muted.
You know, my brother, you said it right. Even though it is heartbreaking, it is unfortunate, but I think that is just the right thing. To see that a government official who is involved in sodomizing a little boy of 15 years old, and the Ministry of Gender, who is supposed to be behind this thing, they are rather protecting the government official and further damaging psychologically, damaging this child. It's unfortunate. The mother was on one of these social media and she was in tears. She was in tears.
Yeah,
But
done
this
with
is
that.
not strange. Like you said, we saw what happened to J. Brian McGill from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. This man who, raped a girl, a little girl of 14 years old. At the
Yeah,
end of the
14.
day, he did not go to court, but the police took a certificate. I don't know when police started giving out certificate now to
I
people and
don't
say,
know
oh man,
where.
you're free. So the police gave him a certificate and say, oh man, you're not coming, no cry, go. The next day, we saw this man appointment at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. He's now in Joseph Newman Boyka office. So
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate, that these things are happening. But again, you have a government that is insensitive to the plight of the Liberian people. They are not providing job for the people. They are brave enough to lie. The president in his State of the Nation address will lie to Liberians that they have created 70,000 jobs, 70,000 that we are yet to see. The government is
Confused
so
government.
confused to the extent that they have forgotten about their primary responsibility of ensuring that the Liberian people are taken care of, and they're running behind a bishop who gave his prophecy. They're running behind him. They don't care about the Liberian people problem that they are faced with. The prices of things on the market, basic commodity, continue to increase. They don't care about those things. The last time they said the same for buses, almost about how many hundred buses. As we speak to you, public buses for NTA now, the people can't even see them. People will be waiting on the street and can't even see them. Where they are, we are yet to know where are those buses. According to them, they brought in yellow machine. The last time we saw the yellow machine, one turn around, it fall down on the ground. Yeah, yellow machine, the thing fall down on the ground, it fall down on the ground. The four tire were facing straight to how you call heaven, while the back were on the ground. But this is the kind of country we find ourselves in. And the only thing we'll continue to do is continue to highlight, these odds in society, these, intentional missteps. Because all of these things that are happening, they are intentional. When Mr. Boyka can tell his people that you can go and be corrupt, what do you expect? When Mr. Boyka can say to his people that, you guys have a pass, in as much as you with the Unity Party, you can commit a crime and you will walk away with impunity. Nothing will happen. So it is not strange. We are seeing these things happening. The only thing we can say is that my people continue to follow, the King's FM, continue to follow the Freedom, continue to follow the Banner, the Voice, the Honor the Palava Hut, and other media institutions that will bring you the factual, the accurate, and one will say the unfiltered truth that will not sifter the truth for one to say. We'll give it to you as it is, and prepare yourself as we go towards 2029 to ensure that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah is re-elected, to be able to, like bro will put it, to repair or to be able to, fix the damaged foundation that we see Boyka is damaging. But the country is retrogressing. We are taking nosedive, speed straight down to where we, over the period, was able to lead from. Unfortunately, we are going down. Like I always say, my worry is not about President Weah coming back, because he will come back. My worry is about where President Weah is going to start from. The challenges, because it's like when you have strived to build something, face that foundation, as bro would describe it, you set that foundation to make sure the foundation is solid. Then the next day somebody just can start knocking the foundation, boom, boom. So when you come back now, it means it almost like you got to start from square nothing, but it is what it is. I want to say thanks to all of you who continue to support, to share, and to comment. We appreciate it. I want to say thanks to Kutati who sent the number of Lai Kamara from South Africa. Will send the number so that 1 or 2 person can get to them. But my brother, bro, it's over to you so that you can close and we can call this a day.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Prince. We say greetings to everyone. We thank God for this day. And thank God to all our fellow classmates and the King's FM family. Thank you and have a great day. And we'll see you next Friday.
All right. Thank you, my people. And you're bye from our end.